Hello everyone. Welcome back to another great topic. Today we are going to discuss how the anchor charts method can be effectively used in an elementary classroom to teach math. For those of you who might be unfamiliar with the anchor charts method, it is a teaching strategy that involves creating visual representations of key concepts or learning objectives that are then displayed in the classroom. This method is particularly effective in elementary classrooms because it caters to visual and interactive learning styles, which are common among young learners. In practice, this method can be implemented by making anchor charts for math strategies and displaying them for students to see. For example, if you are teaching a lesson on fractions, you could create an anchor chart that defines fractions and shows various examples. You can also use the chart to display key vocabulary words and formulas that students need to know. By making these anchor charts interactive, students will be more engaged in the learning process. They can work together to fill in the chart with examples, non-examples, or other relevant information. This will also help students to remember what they have learned because they will have had a chance to actively participate in the creation of the resource. Here are some tips for using the anchor charts method effectively in an elementary math classroom. First, make sure that the activity is age-appropriate. Young students will not be able to grasp complex concepts or terminology, so it is important to keep things simple and straightforward. For example, when teaching about fractions, you might want to start with the basics of what a fraction is and then move on to more complex examples. Second, incorporate student input. As mentioned earlier, students are more likely to engage with and learn from material that they have helped to create. So whenever possible, give students a chance to share their ideas and contribute to the anchor chart. This might involve brainstorming as a class, working in small groups, or even having students take turns writing on the chart. Third, encourage collaboration. Group work is a great way for students to learn from one another and develop their social skills. You can assign students to small groups and have them work together to create an anchor chart for a particular math concept. Fourth, use colorful, tactile materials or visual aids. Visual learners will appreciate the use of bright colors and engaging images. So try to make your anchor charts as visually appealing as possible. You might use markers, crayons, or colored pencils to write on the chart. Fifth, provide opportunities for students to reflect or present their work. This is an important step because it gives students a chance to think about what they have learned and how they can use it in the future. You can ask students to write a few sentences about the math concept they have been learning, or you can have them present their anchor chart to the class. Finally, modify the approach as needed. Not all students will learn in the same way, so it is important to be flexible and adapt the anchor charts method to meet the needs of all learners. For example, you might have some students who need extra support, so you can provide them with graphic organizers or sentence starters to help them get started. Other students might need enrichment, so you can challenge them to create their own anchor charts or to teach the concept to a partner. Overall, the anchor charts method is a versatile and effective approach to teaching math in an elementary classroom. By following the tips outlined above, you can create a positive and engaging learning environment where all students can succeed. Remember to keep things simple, encourage collaboration, use visuals, and provide opportunities for reflection and to modify the approach as needed. With a little planning and creativity, you can use the anchor charts method to help your students master even the most challenging math concepts. We would love to hear your thoughts on the anchor charts method. Have you used it in your classroom? What tips or best practices have you discovered? Please share your experiences and ideas in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more helpful resources. Thanks for watching.